the rear grip was much less.
We had an issue with, with the rear grip. This bike has more grip. Here in Misano we have a lot of grip.
Having good grip on the exit.
When there is no grip,
When you've got a lot of grip.
So it will be super interesting to understand the grip.
You heard many times during one race weekend how important is the grip. We try to explain what is the grip and how important is the grip for us in MotoGP. Here we have a balloon, we have here a piece of track, simulated track, and we want to show you it's how the tires are working on the track. If we don't have a grip, and then we don't have a friction between the surface of the tire and the friction of the surface of the track, it's easy to slide. And then we call this spin. But what you want to get on the bike is the grip. When you have pushing the tire and you get that friction, more friction, you can see it's more difficult to move the balloon to the track. This is what we call grip. The important thing is how you go out of the corner between entry, middle and exit. If you don't have a grip, it's more difficult to stop the bike. In middle of the corner, when you are in the maximum angle, if you don't have that grip, you are not able to open the gas as soon as you can. As more grip you have, better acceleration. As less grip you have, what happened? The rear tire spin. And then when it spin, you didn't go forward. Just spinning and then you lose time. And then for that reason, it's very important how is the grip. The grip is related about the surface of the track. If you have a surface more abrasive, the grip level is better because you get more friction. As the asphalt is more smoother, you have less grip, more easy to have the spin. If you are with too much pressure or the pressure is too high, the surface of the tire is coming in a small patch. Then it means like the balloon is here and then you have that patch. Less patch you have on the asphalt, you have less grip. Why? Because the surface is smaller. But low pressure, it's not mean better grip. It's more difficult to ride the bike because the tire is not working well and also you are not able because the casing is moving quite a lot and the bike become more nervous. You need to be the correct pressure. As more force you push the tire to get that grip, maybe you are putting too much force. I mean, you are loading too much the tire. This is generating more temperature to the tire. More temperature on the tire can be related and the tire doesn't work in the proper way. And then what happens? We are missing the grip because we are loading too much the tire. What happens if the tire is cold? We put the tire on the bike without warmer. What happens is like harder. We don't get the proper grip on the track. What happened? The problem is the crash. How I can help to have a better grip or to improve that grip? I mean, the surface we cannot change, the temperature of the weather we cannot change, but we can adapt. We can do many things on the bike, like suspension, like geometry, like rear high, front high, depend what you are looking for. Then you have to adapt this setup of the bike to looking for the best performance of the grip. And then also one important thing where in MotoGP is working a lot is the power of the engine. I mean, by the electronics. What we are doing by the electronics is reducing the torque. Why? Because like this, like I explained before, you are not loading the tire. This is the point where in MotoGP is very important how set up also the electronics. The wind condition, if we put a slide, what happened? We between the asphalt and between the tire, we have a water. What happened? This thing is creating easy to lose because we don't generate that friction between the tire and the asphalt. Why in the wet tires we have different shape? Because what we want is when you generate the pressure on the tire in the wet condition, you want to evacuate the water and to have that patch of the tire with the asphalt to get that grip. To finish a little bit that explanation, one of the important things on the MotoGP is the grip, because this is the last thing you have from the asphalt to the bike. You can have power of the engine, aerodynamics, setup, tires, then everything you can be perfect, but if you don't have a grip, maybe your performance of the bike is poor.